Welcome in everybody to the FinDog Farms channel. So this is going to be our newest playthrough, our newest Let's Play on the FS25 Riverbend Springs 4X map. So I've been waiting a while for this map to come out. It's got some issues that I'm not 100% happy about, but you know what? So far what I've seen of it, it's a pretty nice map. So anyway, um, my Uncle Ernie passed away, and we've inherited his farm. Along with the farm, we've inherited $1.5 million in debt. So you guys can see there, we're starting with $50,000 in the bank. That's all I was able to scrape together when I left my corporate life. Packed up my stuff from the Dallas Metroplex and headed over here to Mississippi to run my Uncle Ernie's farm. But as you guys can see, this is a pretty well-equipped farm. Got a pretty nice grain silo here that's actually got some product in it. So we got 60,000 liters of wheat, we got 60,000 liters of grass, 60,000 liters of straw, 60,000 liters of silage, 35,000 mineral feed, and 35,000 pig food. I honestly don't know what we're going to do with the pig food. We don't have any pigs. We do have some cattle. We'll take you guys over here to the cattle bin. So got a pretty nice cow barn here. Not really enamored with the feeding robot. Probably won't use that, but you know, we can feed them manually. So you guys can see we got 15 cows in here. The barn will support 521 cows. I'm not even sure what kind of cows we got. I guess I need to look and see what kind of cows we got. Are they beef cows? Are they dairy cows? We've got some chickens, pig pasture. So we've got Holstein cows, which means they're dairy cows. So we can produce some milk. So looks like we had some TMR. We can feed them. We got some grass and some silage too. Pretty decent stock of equipment that Uncle Ernie left us. So you guys can see here we've got a horse planter. We've got a horse seeder. We got a pretty decent, looks like, cultivator here. We got a Einbach cultivator. Is that how you say that, baby? Got an ideal combine harvester. It's got a corn header on the front of it. It's pulling the grain header back here. Good looking grain header. So got a nice tanker truck there with a nice semi hooked up to it. So I'll have to jump in these and see what we got. In fact, you know, let's just do that. Let's just jump over here into the vehicles and see kind of what we got. So got a couple of weights here. They're both brand new. Got several weights. We'll have to figure that out. Got a fertilizer spreader. That'll work. Got a bale spike. That's going to do well. Got an old used class harvester. 48 hours on that puppy. That'll be interesting. Got a front loader. Got a Case Magnum 400 power drive. It's got 13 and a half hours on it, so it's not super old, but it's not really new either. So it's going to be you know, it's going to be getting up there in hours pretty quick. So there's the cedar we looked at. That looks to be brand new. So that's a lot of the reason there's so much debt. $1.5 million in debt is Uncle Ernie apparently was upgrading his equipment. So got the Gearing-Off corn header that's got quite a few hours on it. Both of the cedars look to be new. Well, that's our truck that we drove in here from had owned in Dallas. So we got a new mower and an old mower and a new trailer, another new grain trailer for the semi. Got a tanker truck that's got some hours on it. That header's got some hours on it. That's the grain header. The truck's not in terrible shape. It's fairly new. Combine's not terribly old either. Oh, got a New Holland tractor that is up there in hours, so we'll be looking to upgrade that. And then we got a trailer. So, take a look at the farmland. We've got looks like 5 fields here. So we got that field's just almost 6 acres, planted with grass. That field's just over 4 acres. I forgot what it is planted with. It's planted with wheat. got another field here, just over 2 acres, is planted with grass. This one I believe is canola, oh, barley. So got the field there that's, how big was that? 9.5 acres. And then we got the field over here, 7.5 acres. That's planted with canola, right? Yep. So good old Uncle Ernie left us in a pickle. But we're not destitute. We got a little bit of liquid assets in the silo there. We can sell the wheat that's in there. Probably hang on to the grass and the silage and the TMR to feed the cows with, because well, cows need to eat. So guys, this is just a let's play. I'm not going to set any rules or conditions. We're just going to farm. We're just going to farm and have fun and see what we can do. So kind of a little bit of a role play in that, we're acting, we're role playing that Uncle Ernie left it to us, and that's going to factor into our decisions again. At the end of the day, we could cut bait and run, sell it all off, pay off the bank, take what little bit's left, and I don't know, go to the casino. Who knows? But we're not going to do that. We are going to see if we can make this farm profitable. So I actually don't know that it's going to be too hard. Like I said, I'm not trying to make it a super hard challenge. I'm not going to set any rules or limitations. I got a $1.5 million loan. If I can get the bank to loan me any more money, I can take more loans. If I can get the bank to loan me money, I can finance equipment. I can certainly lease equipment. I can hire workers. The only caveat I am going to set is if I take contract work, I cannot borrow the equipment. I either have to do the contract work with my equipment, or I have to actually lease the equipment from the shop, which, as you guys know, is significantly more expensive than it is if you borrow the money from the contract. There we got a couple of trailers. So that's kind of it. It's August. It's year one. Man, let's go farming. Let's go farming. Let's go find these tractors first of all. Let's go find these tractors. I didn't see them over there. Maybe they're in one of these garages. There they are. There's the baler and the tractors. We're gonna jump into New Holland here first, and the first thing we need to do is go feed the cows and the chickens. So we're gonna go get our grain trailer. We're gonna go find the TMR. I believe it's in that big multi-fruit silo there. I don't think this has a front attacher on it, does it? Does not. So we can't put the weight on there. That's fine. Not really sure what that weight's doing sitting there. Really not sure what that weight's doing sitting there, because the other tractor had a weight on it. There's a little persnickety on the hook up there, but that's alright. So I don't know if I showed you guys over there. There is a fermenting silo, TMR mixer. So after we feed the cows and the chickens, we can move the grass and the silage over. Let's see. Yeah, we'll feed the chickens first. Feed the chickens first. How much that wagon holds? 20,000. I was going to say we're going to need something bigger before we go harvest, but that's not necessarily true because we got the semi-trailer. Alright, let's go find this chicken pen. I say find it because I have no freaking idea where it's at. 7,500 liters. Alright, that's good. Let's truck it back around here. Dump the wheat. Kind of like the silo. It's got the dump and the pipe. Hit the pipe. Oh, we didn't hit the pipe. Hot dang, how do you like that? Alright, now let's see if we can find. I hate that you have to cycle through all this crap to find what you're looking for. What was that? Grass and silage, that's not what we're looking for. Straw, that's not what we're looking for. Pig food, not going to help us. Animal feed, not going to help us. Crime in Italy. Why do I have to circle through all this shit that's not in here? TMR. I thought we had more TMR than that. That's alright. 35,000 liters. 20,000 liters in the trailer. Jet over here. Let's see. This ought to be interesting. That TMR with this trailer. Because I think it's going to hit the top of the farm. In fact, I would bet you money it's going to hit the top of the farm. But let's see what we can see. Nope. Yep. There's the top of the barn. Okay, so that held the entire trailer full of TMR. How much did that give us? Holy hell. That didn't even scratch the surface of the capacity in that. But there's only 15 cows in there, so 19,000 liters should actually last 15 cows quite a while. I can tell you right off, that ain't gonna work. That may be priority numero uno. That may be priority numero uno is to get a feed trailer. So probably aren't expensive, but we do have a little bit of money. Let's see. Grass. Alright, so we need to move this over to the fermenting silo. That silo will turn this into hay. We'll put the silage in there, put some straw in there, and it can start making other little feed in there too. So we'll dump that in there and just need to start making TMR. Jump in here, we'll get in the production. That's our fermenting silo. So we want hay drying. Yep, 1,000 grass equals 1,000 hay. So let's just activate that. We don't need anything else except hay, silage, and straw. Hay and silage, straw, and mineral feed. So we will activate that. Start to get all the ingredients in here and start making this TMR. Yeah, this is probably something they could wait, but grab the phone. So we got 60,000 liters of grass, 60,000 liters of silage. According to the mix ratio, that would use 30,000 liters of straw. And I don't know how much more. So that'll make us about 150,000 liters of TMR. That's good. We've got 2 grass fields that are ready to harvest. We're not going to worry about that right now because we got to get these grain fields harvester. They are rotten in the field. That is not good. And frankly, there should be plenty of, you know what, I have no idea why I'm going about this in such a stupid fashion. Let's just park that right there. Jump in the damn truck. Not really sure what I was thinking there, folks. Took the corn header there, didn't I? Not at all sure what I was thinking. Trying to get over the grain trailer instead of this. This should hold up just a little more than double what that grain trailer does. So I should turn 3 trips per into 2 trips per. Right here. All right. Oh man. That's why we were doing it with the damn grain trailer. You can't put grass in this trailer. Son of a gun. Yeah, good thought. It was a good thought. Alright, let's roll here. Let's go back over the cover. Yeah, back under the cover, and let's go get back in the tractor and continue on with what we were doing. Yeah, I've been excited for this map to come out. A little bit of to play on it. I guess because I really like the original Riverbend Springs map. I couldn't tell you why I like it. Maybe nostalgia, because that was the first map I had a farm on, so it could be that. But that map's got some drawbacks. A couple of the big drawbacks are the fields are tiny and they are expensive. I don't know if you guys, were making note there that Stevie, the modder for this one, has increased the size of the field. So in the original Riverbend Springs, there was a lot of unused space. You bought a 6-acre plot of land, but you could only farm 4 acres of it. The maker of this map, the modder of this map, has ruining some of that. So he's made the fields bigger. He's made them cheaper. He's smoothed out the. He's leveled some of the areas around those. Around those fields, for instance, there's the 2 fields across the street that you can see there in the original Riverbend map. Huge spots of land. The fields were probably a third of the land wasn't farmable. He's taken those fields and made almost the entire land area there farmable. So anyway, I'm just anxious to play on this map and see how it goes. You know, this may be a long series. I may get tired of it in a few episodes. I guess we'll see. Probably this episode is going to be fairly short. We're going to finish throwing the silage and put the silage in the straw and the mineral feed, the fermenting silo, so we can start making some TMR for us. We got the cows fed, we got the chickens fed. Probably won't do much else in this episode. Probably like I said, I'll finish this up, finish getting everything in the permanent silo, and then I'll pick up in episode 2, and we'll start harvesting, start building a farm. Honestly, guys, ordinarily, when I'm making my TMR, I won't put straw in it. Aside from a small element of realism, there's really no need to do it. It's technically, it's cheaper to add straw. It makes your TMR a little cheaper if you're buying the ingredients. Obviously, I've got 2 grass fields. I'm going to harvest those grass fields. I'm gonna dump the grass in this fermenting silo, return on the hay drying and the grass silage, and it'll make 50%. Take my grass and make half of its hay and half of its silage, and then it'll mix that together for TMR. Straw doesn't really do anything. It does help the cows produce manure, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want them to produce manure. Manure is just another byproduct we got to deal with. We're gonna produce a ton of slurry already. We're gonna have to have a way to deal with that. I don't know if our tanker trailer will handle slurry. We'll have to figure that out. If it's we'll have to have a tanker that'll handle slurry as well. So gonna have some things we're gonna need to upgrade. I guess we can lease a trailer for $15,000 to make that much slurry. But probably as quick as we can scrape the money together, I'm gonna put a full barn of cows in there. I'm gonna crank that up to 500, because the more cows we have, the more milk they produce, and the more milk they produce, the more money we make. So. Playthrough is going to be about as relaxing as it gets. If you guys haven't seen, I've got another playthrough already going on my channel. I got my Mega Debt to Mega Farm challenge, where I start out with $5 million in investor debt, and being the good sport that I am, I piled another $4 million of loan debt on top of that. And I say I have $5 million of investor debt. Technically, I have a minimum of $15 million investor debt, because to buy their shares back, I have to buy them 3 times what I sold them for. So investors like to make their money, but that series is going well. That farm is actually just printing money. But like I said, I've been wanting to play on this map, and it got released a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, you know what, jump over here and see if I can run these 2 series concurrently. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, last load of straw. I don't know if anybody with me sits in front of these screens and is just marveling at technology, at the ability to produce images like this on a screen using computer code. I mean, who would ever thought anything like this would be possible? It's just, I mean, the now generation doesn't know anything but this, but if you're as old as me, you grew up in a time before computers really were, I mean, I don't want to say they didn't exist. Computers existed. They didn't exist for, sure as hell didn't exist for video games. In my day, computers were space program, military, whatever. They certainly were not, personal computers were not a thing, and personal computers were not a thing until I was in probably mid-20s. Yeah, I just marvel at the fact that somebody can sit at a terminal, key in a string of characters, and they can produce this. I know I'm oversimplifying that, but anyway, the graphics on this game are phenomenal. Probably not that great on my setup. I do have a fairly high-end laptop, but I'm sure a much more powerful computer with better graphics than this does. I'm not unhappy with it. Not unhappy with it at all. Folks, that's that. We have filled the fermenting silo. Yep, we got grass, we got silage, we got straw, just a drop in the bucket of what this thing will hold. Let me get over here. What materials are missing? I got hay, I got silage, I got straw, and I got mineral feed. Oh, okay. It's missing hay because it's got to make hay before it can make TMR. Okay, got it. Whoop, get your right pedal. All right, folks, we are going to call that episode 1. This has been Findog Farms, my playthrough on FS25 Riverbend Springs 4X. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys in episode 2. Thanks a lot for watching.